One of the questions that I often get asked is this idea around when we start looking at processes, and we could relay this to quarterly execution planning or just talk about this as a general idea. What am I looking for in a process? Am I looking for efficiency or am I looking for effectiveness? My answer to that would be yes. We are looking for both. I don't believe you can have effectiveness without efficiency and you can't have efficiency without effectiveness. So the two very much go hand in hand. So what's the difference? All right. So let's first of all look at efficiency, because that's the one I like the least. So efficiency says there's a number, there's a speed, there's an outcome, there's a process attached to that, and we need to basically get that done as quickly, as effectively as possible. We need to reduce waste. We need to reduce breakages. We need to reduce all sorts of things, okay? So it talks about a lot of reductionist stuff in a sense. How can we make this as fast? In manufacturing, they'll talk about lean. How do we make it as lean as possible? How do we make sure that this one person is able to continually do more and more with the same amount of energy, okay? Now, the challenges with that is that even in manufacturing, but in a lot of business now, we're finding that human beings actually, after all, are human beings. And so we're seeing a lot more of a conversation around effectiveness, okay? So effectiveness is a little different. It involves efficiency. It involves it, okay? So yes, we are looking to improve, maybe speed up, maybe how to multiply our processes. But we're also saying, what is the most effective outcome here? I worked with a client in manufacturing who had to compete here in America. They had to compete against some of their own companies in much lower cost labor markets. And one of the things that they did was that there was no way they could compete on hourly rate. If you just had hourly rate, they couldn't compete. You couldn't make the machines fast enough. You couldn't have enough coming out to do that. So efficiency, whilst it got them to a certain point and they had full-time people doing lean and working out how to make the machines do more, the other side of it was they realized that if we have people who are bought in to what we do here, if we have something that really matters to people, if we're able to offer conditions, outcomes, a team environment, and rewards, and all these sorts of things that engage the person, that engage the human being, then we should be able to see an increase in effectiveness. Okay, so we're now moving into this broader scope of the difference between efficiency. Remember, this is about the numbers and that. Effectiveness is that we're getting the right outcomes, that people are satisfied with the outcomes they're getting. Maybe those outcomes are related to why we do what we do, some purpose behind what we do. And so this idea of effectiveness is very, very important. Coming back to this story, we were able to work with the leadership team, really build up a great culture in that organization. They were able to compete in certain markets with their lower cost counterparts because they became more effective while the others were just trying to become more efficient. They shipped stuff a long way. Half of it was broken or incorrect and was basically tossed because it was waste. By being more effective and caring more about the team and putting more things in place, they were able to reduce waste. They were able to reduce stoppages and breakages. They were able to reduce errors. And yes, more expensive product, but because it had less waste, it actually, by the time it got to the customer, it was highly competitive. That is a really great picture of effectiveness versus efficiency. There's more to this and we'll unpack this in another video. But when we start to think about this in terms of achieving quarterly objectives, our quarterly objectives are designed to support a success statement or a vision that we've set, which is based on a purpose that we have. So the whole quarterly objective process is really about being more effective, not being more efficient.